There have been many creators leaving YouTube recently, and not just smaller or mid-sized creators. I'm talking some of the largest or OG creators on the platform. So it's created a world of speculation on what is going on with YouTube and if you and I should be worried about it. And also, I have a funny story about MatPat that I'll be sharing later on in this video. Howdy everyone, Nate here. So let's talk heart-to-heart, one-to-one here. First of all, I have seen some shifts happening on the platform for creators and the platform as a whole. One undeniable shift is the change from the independent creators, where everyone on the platform seemed like they were an absolutely independent creator working on their own, doing their own thing, into more corporate sponsored things, or more just produced so much, the content is produced so much that it's like a TV show. And another big shift I am seeing is the shift from the creativity or the creator that just wants to get on there and be wildly creative into making their channel into a business for that creator. Those are two of the big ones that I think are affecting this right now. Now, before you go and say, Nate, this is doomsday, the sky is falling, allow me to explain here in a bit why I think that is so relevant and what you and I can do about it. But first, we need to address the elephant in the room. What are the reasons why these large creators are choosing to leave YouTube? At least the reasons that they're sharing publicly on their channels. The crazy thing here is that each of the reasons they listed for leaving YouTube or quitting originated from one of the main reasons why they started doing YouTube in the first place. So let me share the list that I created from watching these videos. For many creators, it was a dream job to go on YouTube and create something, content for an audience, something that they really loved and have people actually like what they were doing. That was a dream job. That's why they got on the platform. But then the reason why they quit connected to that was it became a grind. It became an endless cycle that left them feeling like their creativity and the dream job aspect of it was just squished or pushed aside for the rest of it. Next reason many creators share is for the purpose of making money. It's something that they want to go full-time or they want to make a lot of money from YouTube. But that connects with one of the major quitting reasons, and that was the necessity of building a team. As things grew, it meant more overhead, it meant more costs, it meant more expenses. Next, creativity, the ability to express themselves completely freely on a platform with almost no limits because you could just find an audience and that audience would appreciate what you were doing. With the connected quitting reason being the operations of running a creativity business. Next, they wanted to grow as a person for continued growth over time, but that was strongly associated with the need to evolve as a channel, and for many creators, that evolution of their channel or their content that they're producing led them to at some point in the future look back and say, this isn't actually what I wanted. Okay, so all of those reasons are extremely valid and they bear considering ourselves. I'm gonna get into what to do or what I think we should do as a result of this here in a moment. But first, here's really what I think is happening. YouTube isn't the Wild West anymore. It's a more established, solid path to success for many creators. It's more clear how to be successful on YouTube. I know it doesn't always feel that way, but the fact of the matter is because it is such an established thing in the creator economy and in the world as a whole, it's becoming clearer and clearer what it actually takes to be successful on the platform. And with that comes more competition. And that's actually one of the reasons why I published recently here on this channel a complete guide to planning out your YouTube year, because I'm seeing it be more and more important to be intentional with how you are planning to grow your channel. And as far as the YouTube platform goes, there will come a point when something else replaces it in the future. That's just invariable. That's how businesses work. Right now, the platform is absolutely not going away and is being very proactive in trying to capture new market segments with their new initiatives. But another very interesting thing that is happening here is businesses that are not content businesses are starting to realize how valuable an influencer-based audience is. It's not a new thing by any means, but what I am seeing is a snowball effect of companies realizing that if an influencer like yourself or a creator, a content creator, a creative person like you has built an audience around a hobby, a skill set, or an entertainment type, then it can be exceptionally valuable for them to get their product in front of your audience. And in addition to that, I am seeing that the clients that I work with personally that have the fastest success are the ones that have something that they're already doing and they bring it to YouTube. For example, if they're really deep into a hobby or a skill set and they say, I'm going to take that to YouTube, or if they're a business they're already running, they already have operations, they may already have a team, they already have products, and they're profitable. If either of those cases come to me and we take that operation to YouTube and build an audience with it, it is exceptionally valuable. So here we come to the consideration of what do we actually do about all of this? One, as you are growing your channel, I want you to go into it realizing that it is a mix, almost a required mix of these things. Your creativity or your art, your audience building, your negotiation skills, and your ability to build revenue, and the operations of a business. The shifts that I was talking about earlier are requiring more and more that you and I be savvy in those categories to be able to compete and to grow an effective YouTube channel. The second consideration here is that things have to evolve to keep growing. It is literally built into the system of growing a YouTube channel that you as a creator and potentially you as a team have to evolve to keep growing. And in fact, from my memory, as if there was a single most repeated thing from these large creators that were leaving YouTube, it was this, that over time, as their channel evolved and as they created bigger and bigger content, they just kind of went with the flow. They evolved, they hired team members, they got more expenses, each video took longer to produce, and for many of them, it led to them reaching a point where they said, is this even what I want? I just gone with the flow up to this point, but is this actually what I want? So my second thing to do here is to ask you a question. Where is the limit on what you're willing to change in the pursuit of growing your channel? If you say, for example, I'm going to be completely independent and I'm never going to hire anyone to help with my channel. If that's you, that is totally fine. But also I want you to recognize that for channels to grow and evolve, the vast majority of the large channels that we admire on YouTube have much larger teams than you think they have. It's not a requirement by any means, but it does require recognizing that if that's a limit for you, then you need to work around that. So is the limit at hiring anyone, or is there a limit to the amount of people you're willing to hire? Another example, is your limit at asking people to buy things from you? If that's something that's a limit to you, that's great. Then just know that and go into it knowing that that's a limit for you. It's another one of your limits at the point when you need to start going outside and touching grass. I think you catch the point I'm delivering here. It's that you are going to evolve as your channel grows, and what you're doing will need to evolve. That's how it works. So being pre-intentional with where your limits are will do huge things for you, because it will prevent you from going far down that road and looking back and saying, you know what, I dislike this. I don't want this anymore. All right, story time about MatPat. And MatPat, if you're watching this, that would be awesome. But if you're familiar with any of the theorist channels, there are 4 of them, you'll be familiar with a certain greeting. It might sound something like, "Hello, Internet, and welcome to Game Theory." So I just want you to know that that specific greeting influenced the greeting that I use on my videos. I absolutely loved the tone and the energy that MatPat brought to his greetings, so I decided to adopt it for my own. If you need a refresher on what my greeting is, you can go back to the beginning of this video. So a tremendous thank you, MatPat, and thank you watching this for being such a huge influence in my